Hello, folks, and welcome to today's book review. Families. We all have them. They're the roots of who we are and what we become. For some, we have nice, orderly, well put together families. And for others, like Jeanette, they do not have such families. Our family is what we grow up around. It's what we're shaped by. So what happens when we're shaped by a chaotic mix of people that can go from being a good father to a belligerent drunk in a blink of the eye? Well, that's what the early life of Jeanette Walls was made up of. How did this chaotic upbringing shape the characters of the story? Well, we'll be talking about today in today's opening installment of Lester's book review. Let's get into it. Now, time to give y'all a little bit of an overview of what readers may come to expect from the Glass Castle. Well, you may be asking, what can I expect in this fine dandy little book? Well, for starters, if you are not comfortable with the following content: sexual violence, abuse, mentions of suicide, and overall dark themes, I'm sorry, but this is not the book for you. This is a tale of a childhood in a growingly dysfunctional household and the early life of Jeanette Walls. This story takes place in many different places because this family moves a lot during their childhood, from the den of sin that is Las Vegas to a rural mining town in the forests of Appalachia. In this book, you'll see this family of five through the thick and the thin. Now, this book's main charm comes from its colorful set of characters. Now, why have I been loving this book so much? I will give you a quick showcase of the characters so I can show you why I like the book. First of all, and one of the more polarizing characters, Rex Walls. Rex Walls is an interesting character that you will grow to both love and hate over the course of this book. He is a man who cares deeply for his kids and family that has one very big flaw that will cause conflict and violence within the household. It isn't their only flaw, but it's their biggest. That being, he's an alcoholic. He's like two different people. There is his baseline self. In this state, he's a kind, caring, loving father. He is also a smart man that has a relatively good understanding of math and the sciences. As smart as they are, they do have a heavy distrust for the medical system, as we'll see here. Let me turn the page to the right page. Let me find it. As reads, but Dad didn't trust hospitals, so he took her to a Navajo witch doctor who cut open the wound and was good as new. As you can see, he doesn't exactly trust doctors. And as said, he is almost a different personality entirely when he is drunk. He goes from being a caring father and a loving husband to a violent, spiteful man. He goes from carrying his kids in his loving arms to dangling his wife out a window. As we can see. Oh. Help, Mom screamed. He's trying to kill me. God damn it, Rosemary. Get back in here, Dad said. Don't hurt her, Lori yelled. Mom was swinging back and forth, her yellow cotton dress gone bunched up around her waist. as you can see, he can be violent when he is drunk. And now, speaking of his wife, Rosemary Ewalls, she is a bright young woman that is also a bit of a big dreamer like her husband. She is a free-spirited woman. She has a teaching degree, but she found that teaching is not where her true passion lies. It lies in art. She will follow this dream throughout the book, sometimes to the disadvantage of the financial well-being of her family, which leads us into one of her flaws as a mother. She is kind and loving to her kids, just like her husband, but she has a very big flaw, like him. She can be a bit neglectful, as we can see near the start of the book on page 9, as I will flip to now, if I don't flip right past it. I was standing on a chair in front of the stove, wearing a pink dress my grandmother bought for me. Pink was my favorite color. The dress skirt stuck out like a tula, and I spun around in front of the mirror, looking at the things, looking like ballerina. As you can see, she was neglectful enough to let her kid, that was of the age of 3, just be sitting in front of the stove, as we later find out, cooking, because the mother, Rosemary, was not feeding them. She did not feel like cooking. Now, that brings us to the last set of colorful characters, the kids. Overall, the course of the book will get to know the little ones of the family that include the author, Janetti, and her younger brother and sister, Brian and, I'm sorry if I butcher this name, Maureen? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. And her older sister, Lori. Brian and Janetti take after their father and their mother's love for the outdoors. These two can be summed up by their adventurous spirit, and there is the more soft-spoken, less adventurous Lori that takes up after her mother as an artist. These kids will bear witness to many horrific fights between their family, parents, and others that will grow to shape them over the course of the story. Now, finally, on today's review, I will go off script and speak from the heart on why I genuinely like this book. For starters, I love the way she, structures her sentences. She is one of the few authors that I've read that genuinely, really understands how to paint a picture of, the scene. You can really, imagine what's going on in your head. She paints very vivid pictures. It's the same reason why I love another book that I may review later, The Book Thief. But this here is a memoir. The Book Thief is fiction. This, and I also love in the story just the family dynamics, You can really see the contrast of how the characters interact in different situations. You can see how being drunk affects the father. You can see in raw detail the horrific things that sometimes happen to this family. But you can also see the good moments of the family, so it isn't all negative. It's a very good story. I would say I would highly recommend it. I'm not going to spoil too much more in this review. I would just say, please go read it yourself. Now, in conclusion, I'm going to have to give this book 5 glass castles and 3 solar arrays out of 10. Thanks for watching.